The Indian economy seems to double its current annual GDP of close to 3.5 trillion US dollars to $7 trillion by 2030. Put another way, India's GDP per capita is right around where China's was in the 2006-2007 period. Achieving such high growth consistently over a medium-term time frame will need more than demographics for consumption, often recognized as India's wind strengths. India has now overtaken China to become the most populous country in the world and is forecast to add 97 million people to its working population over the next 10 years, with the current median age at 28.4 years and rising to just 31.7 by 2030. The demographic advantages of a young population are ready to be utilized. Interestingly, the size of India's working-age population is right where China's was in 2007. The overall GDP and the per capita GDP are also similar in this comparison. Over the next decade, India will enjoy the largest workforce growth of any single country in the world and account for 22% of global workforce growth. Africa, as a continent, will add 241 million people to its workforce. Did you know that India is now the proud host of the world's largest middle class, a staggering 371 million strong? This is not just a number, it's a powerhouse of internal spending potential that's reshaping the nation's future. Imagine a thriving young population teamed up with this massive middle class, setting the stage for a consumption boom that could span decades. But wait, there's more. In rural India, a revolution is underway. Reforms are creating a new era where women are stepping out of the confines of household chores into the realm of economic contributors. This isn't just a change, it's a demographic transformation. And here's the kicker. With access to electricity, cooking gas, and clean water, hours once lost to fetching firewood and water are now freed up. But what are these hours being used for? They're fueling a new wave of entrepreneurship. This liberated time is now invested in ventures like handicrafts and poultry farming, not just enhancing livelihoods but revolutionizing economic well-being in households. This shift from mere welfare gains to active commercial enterprise is a story of empowerment and progress. So let's ask ourselves, what does this mean for the future of India's economy and its people? The answer lies in the unfolding story of this vibrant nation's journey towards economic dynamism. Navigating the challenge of job creation for a vast population is no small feat, especially in a democracy like India. Yet, the nation is making strides through a series of impactful reforms that have not only boosted productivity and reduced subsidy leaks, but also fostered welfare and economic enterprise opportunities. Let's dive into this transformative journey. Imagine a project of epic proportions, fingerprinting and iris scanning 1 billion people for a unique national ID card, the Aadhaar. Now, link this to a low-cost, financially inclusive bank account, Jan Dhan, and a mobile number for seamless communication. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The Jam Trinity, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar, Mobile, is a game changer, plugging subsidy leakages and revolutionizing welfare with direct benefit transfers, benefiting millions. It's also become a national standard for identity verification across various platforms. But there's more. India is on a mission to build a vast road of network at an astonishing rate of 36 kilometers per day, with 73,000 kilometers completed in the last decade. The country has achieved full electrification, a massive leap from just 60% 2 decades ago. The latest ambitious initiative, ensuring clean water in every home of every village through the Jal Jeevan mission, already achieving 56% coverage and aiming for full coverage by 2024. And let's not forget the production-linked incentive scheme, set to revolutionize the manufacturing industry. Targeting 14 sectors with a goal of creating 6 million jobs, it's a magnet for new investments, largely export-focused. The electronic manufacturing sector is already reaping the benefits, attracting global corporations to set up shop. This isn't just progress, it's a transformation in the making, setting the stage for a new era of prosperity in India. Another pillar of this transformation is energy. Imagine a future where the traditional carbon-heavy ways of industrialization are replaced by a cleaner, greener approach. India is not just imagining it, the country is actively making it happen. With an eye on sustainable future, India is steering towards renewable energy, a move that aligns with several strategic goals: fostering sustainable economic growth, enhancing energy security, a critical point for a country that imports more fossil fuels than it exports, and combating climate change. Let's talk about milestones. India's journey in enhancing access to electricity and clean cooking methods for its populace has been nothing short of extraordinary. By 2019, nearly every household had access to electricity. Alongside this, there's been a significant reduction in the reliance on biomass for energy, more than halving its share in the energy mix. But here's the real showstopper. India is the only G20 nation to hit its 2030 targets during the COP21, and they did it with a whopping 9 years early, in 2021. Currently, about 40% of India's 393 gigawatt installed capacity comes from renewable sources, amounting to 157 gigawatts. And the ambitions don't stop there. Following the pledges at COP27, India is on track to add over 340 gigawatts of renewable capacity by 2030, catapulting the renewable share to above 60%. Most of this growth is expected from solar, 227 gigawatts, and wind, 100 gigawatts, supported by rapidly falling capital costs. But wait, there's more. The Green Hydrogen Initiative is set to gradually shift industrial reliance away from coal, while electric vehicles are poised to replace traditional transportation fuels. With these exciting developments, there's a strong optimism about achieving these targets in the coming years. This isn't just a plan, it's a revolution in energy, reshaping India's environmental footprint and leading the way towards a cleaner, more sustainable future. The last and most important sector is the information technology sector. The government has digitized not only most of its services, but also enabled stacks for vertical services like payments and e-commerce marketplaces. On Umang, the government's super app, a massive 1,682 services across federal and state level are improving ease of transfer. The latest initiative through the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is to integrate digital health infrastructure, including personal health records. In fact, the world's largest ever vaccination drive happened through the digital channel on the Arogya Setu app, which was created in a matter of weeks. Over 2.2 billion vaccinations were enabled and validated through the app. The UPI, or Unified Payments Interface, is probably the most successful digital payment stack worldwide. Linking all banks and account holders through mobile numbers, it enables individuals to transfer money to each other or to businesses seamlessly. It has now the highest payment transaction volumes globally, 2 to 10 times those of many developed nations. The latest initiative, ONDC, or Open Network for Digital Commerce, aims to revolutionize e-commerce by offering a network-centric model for connecting buyers and sellers irrespective of the platforms they originate from, a UPI for online marketplaces. Each of these initiatives has boosted productivity, sharply reduced transaction costs, and leapfrogged the country into a digital era in a way unparalleled across the world. But it's not just national digital improvements. Major global corporations like Amazon and Google are betting big on India. Amazon plans to invest an additional $15 billion by 2030, with Amazon Web Services contributing $12.7 billion to cater to surging customer demand. Google aims to establish a fintech center in India's Gujarat International Finance Tech City, or GIFT City, and extend its AI chatbot Bard to more Indian languages, making the internet more accessible to India's diverse population. During his U.S. visit, Prime Minister Modi met with Elon Musk, signaling potential investments in India's renewable energy and electric vehicle sectors. With its recent policy reforms opening its space sector to private players, India offers a promising arena for SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet service. India has more promise than any large country in the world, Musk said following the meeting, adding that he was confident that Tesla will be in India as soon as humanly possible. India's growth is at a turning point. It is uniquely positioned among major economies with its large and growing middle class and a young working-age population. There exist some notable similarities between China of 2007 and India of today in terms of working-age population or per capita GDP. Of course, India has been witnessing relatively high growth rates for a couple of decades, but we have only recently seen the consolidation of several structural tailwinds in the last few years, and these have the potential to catapult India to a $7 trillion economy by 2030. Besides the demographic advantage, policy reforms aimed at creating an environment that is conducive to investment and entrepreneurship have been critical to increasing consumption, investments, and savings. India has already achieved ambitious targets in terms of the shift to clean energy for strategic and economic objectives. Aided by government subsidy and geography, it currently has access to one of the world's cheapest renewable energy supplies. In under a decade, nearly 100% of the country's population has been given a digital identity, something which is now powering a digital revolution, providing tremendous efficiency gains in both public and private sectors. Finally, aided by the above trends, the country's massive informal sector is now being rapidly included into the formal economy, leading to increased financialization of assets. All these structural shifts set the stage for India to become the fourth largest economy in the world by the end of this decade.